Ladies and gentlemen, I've probably looked at thousands and thousands of vehicles at auto auctions. And if there's one lesson that changed the way that I buy cars, is this. I don't buy cars. I buy owners. So today we're going to talk about behaviors and practices I feel allowed me to have a distinct advantage when it came to buying cars at auto auction, okay? Please excuse the background. We're probably going to pump out 50 to 75 videos here over the next few weeks, and we're going to see if we get any traction. If we do, then we'll definitely invest back into our studio here, which is my home office. But let's get into it, guys, okay? A clean Carfax with timely oil changes, maintenance records, and core engine components is a vehicle that'll sell easier and will likely, keyword likely, not need as much reconditioning. So most people think that I look at the engine first, okay? I'm not. Most people think I'm looking at the transmission. I'm not. I'm trying to figure out one thing. What type of person owned this vehicle, okay? Because people don't just maintain cars, okay? They have habits, and those habits leave clues. So the biggest mistake is most buyers walk up on a car and immediately ask, how many miles, what engine, is it all-wheel drive? And those are all important, okay? But here's my question. Did somebody care about this car? Because I'd rather buy a well-maintained 180,000 mile vehicle than a neglected 85,000 mile vehicle every single day. So the first thing that I look at is the driver's seat. Okay, the driver's seat tells a story. Is the bolster ripped apart? Does it still look respectable? Or, if someone slides into that seat every single day, okay, of their ownership and never takes care of it, there's a decent chance they didn't really care about the rest of the vehicle either. So one clue doesn't make my decision, but lots of clues start painting a picture. So the next thing I look at is the steering wheel. Look at the steering wheel. Is the leather completely worn, or is it clean and cared for? Again, I'm not judging one item, but I'm building a profile on the previous owner, okay? So the next thing you're looking at is the tires, okay? This is one of my favorites. It says a lot, okay? Do all 4 tires match? Are there 4 different brands? Are there 2 different brands? Someone who spends money on matching quality tires, understands the importance of maintenance, okay? It's not a guarantee, it's just another clue. So when we look at the service history on a Carfax, if I have access to the service records, which I did for the most of my career buying cars, I'm just mainly looking for consistency. That's where I start, okay? I'm looking for oil changes every 5,000 to 6,000 miles or less. Transmission services, okay? Ideally every 30,000 miles, like most Hondas would want you to do. However, I'd even settle for 60K or even every 80K. The fact that it's been done goes a long, long way. If there's no way for you to validate that the transmission fluid has never been serviced and you're looking at a car that has a dipstick, which most of the cars that I talk about do, okay, they have a transmission dipstick, and that transmission fluid is black. If the transmission drives good, you need to go ahead and make sure that you get that changed if you decide to purchase the vehicle, whether it be for a dealer or you are somebody looking for a car for yourself or your family. The next thing here is going to be cooling system maintenance. This is important to have done at least once if the vehicle is over 8 years old. I don't care what anybody tells you, that coolant does need to be replaced, okay? There's so many heat cycles, and it just loses its original capability to cool as well as it once did. And then over time, it will lose its ability to, keep water out of the system, and that water will actually rust your internal cooling components. So I'm not looking for perfection. I'm also looking for a differential service. This is a good identifier because most of the vehicles and most owners don't know the importance of keeping good oil in the differentials, okay? So I'm looking for evidence that somebody has invested in the vehicle and put effort into keeping it nice. So let's kind of circle back to the interior a little bit. When you open the door, does it smell like smoke? Is there trash everywhere? Is there any broken trim? Is there scratched trim? Is it an older RX 350 and the dash is all cracked? Okay. Are there any stains? Obviously, naturally we're looking down and at the interior, but what you really also need to look for when it comes to stains is the headliner. Okay. Or does it look like somebody took pride in owning it? A clean interior doesn't mean a good engine. It doesn't mean a good transmission. It's no guarantee of anything, but it is a sign that can point to a story. Okay. But all in all, a person who takes pride in the little things often takes care of the big things too. So this is why all of this matters. Okay. And some people disagree with me. They'll say but what about the miles? Mileage does matter. Okay. Of course it does. But maintenance matters more. I mean, especially on vehicles priced below $15,000, okay? A proper maintained high mileage vehicle can be a better purchase than a low mileage one. Sometimes when you spend less, you end up spending more, okay? So here's kind of the value mindset and why I talk so much about Japanese imports like Acura, Honda, Lexus, Toyota, Nissan, Infiniti, and Subaru, okay? I'm not chasing popularity in the newer body styles of those said brands. Okay, I'm chasing value. When everyone is scared of reputation or mileage, sometimes opportunity shows up. You still have to inspect the vehicle, you still have to use common sense, but the market doesn't always price vehicles correctly, these kind of vehicles. So if you remember one thing from this video, let it be this, okay? Don't just buy a car. Buy the person who previously owned it, okay? Figure out how they treated it. Figure out whether they invested in it, because the biggest secret I learned at auction wasn't about the engines or transmissions. It was about the people, okay? And that's why. People shop the badge, I shop the value. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it's not obviously the most presentable, but I'm telling you guys things that most people would not, okay? So if you enjoyed it at all, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's definitely much appreciated. All right, till the next one, you guys take it easy. Auto Auction Maverick, out.